Just confirm if we are live now. Are we live now? Just confirm. Yes, I think we are live now. Friends, indeed, a warm welcome to one and all. I, CA Pratik Neve, welcome all of you to ZEST Learning. Yes, friends, this batch is of CA Final, GST and Customs, question answers, that is some solving batch. Yes, so what we have thought is that, yes, where students face difficulty is in solving of sums at CA Final level. So in this batch, we are going to discuss your sums of GST and customs at CA final level. So yes, you will get the test of that in the coming days. In the coming days, you will see that how we are going to deal with all the questions, okay, and systematically solve them, okay, as well as discuss all the possible solutions of that. So you will be very happy, very delighted at the end of the batch, and you will be very satisfied and confident that yes, now I am able to solve the solutions, solve the questions that will be your, resolved after this batch. So friends, let's start. Let us start. So for you, I have made this book of questions and see the index. You can see the index here. We will be solving questions from scope of supply, then reverse charge mechanism, exemptions under GST, and so on and so forth. I have divided the overall book in 22 chapters, and you can see the index in detail. Okay, you can see the page number and the number of questions. So as far as scope of supply is concerned, about 16 questions we will be solving, and RCM 10 questions, exemption 23 questions, and so on. So in total, if you check, there are 300 plus questions. To be very specific, there are 326 questions that we will be going through in this batch. Yes, so some of the days what we will be doing is, we'll be quickly recapping the topic and then doing the question answers. Let's start, but it is my guarantee that in this 40 hours of batch, yes, there are 326 questions that we'll be solving. The batch will be about 40 hours, and the good news for January students is that, yes, the ones whose exam is due in January, the good news for them is from 4th of December, that is from today till 17th of December, we will be completing all this 40 hours. Yes, so for sure, our January 2026 students can take benefit of this batch. This batch will be streamed on YouTube, okay, as well as the first three sessions will be on YouTube. Then you can go ahead in our app and watch the balance lectures. All the details are given in description to this video, so you can go ahead and check that. So friends, let us start. Our agenda for today is number one, scope of supply. Some questions we will do. In that scope of supply, we will also cover to some extent composition levy. Okay. And also, of course, taxability of composite supply and mixed supply. One. Secondly, to some extent, we will be doing questions from time of supply today. So that is the agenda for today. So I hope you all are ready and you all are excited for the batch. For any further details, you have our contact numbers on the screen, that is 9028777829. Okay, and this book will be available on our app. Okay, that is CA Pratik Neve's ZEST Learning. Yes, you can go to Android and you can download that app, CA Pratik Neve's ZEST Learning. And you may go to, if you have iOS, you may go to the App Store and download My Institute and then type the code XQJRO. So anyways, all those details are given in detail in description to this video. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any important such videos. So let's start, friends. Let us start. First question is here of scope of supply. Question number 1. Okay. Rohan, a registered supplier from Pune, has made following supplies in the month of March. So let's see, whenever such big question is asked, you have to ultimately find out what exactly is asked. So based on the given details, you have to determine the GST liability. Okay, CGST, SGST and or IGST as applicable. Okay, so see, let's discuss. First, supply of a gaming monitor along with a keyboard. So supply of gaming monitor along with a keyboard to customer in Delhi for 65,000. So friends, which supply it is? Is it a composite supply or mixed supply? Now, if you remember, section 8 is talking about taxability of composite supply and mixed supply. What section 8 says? That whenever multiple goods or services are supplied together for a single price, you know, multiple goods or services are supplied together for a single price where one of the supply is principal, then this overall supply is called as composite supply. And where none of the supply is principal, then it is called as mixed supply. In short, whenever there is a natural bundling, whenever goods and services are naturally bundled, then it is a composite supply. When they are not naturally bundled, it is a mixed supply. Okay, so let's see. And yes, so these are given in the definitions. So section 2 clause 30 of CGST Act defines composite supply, and section 2 clause 74 defines mixed supply. Okay, and section 8 says that composite supply will be treated as supply of that supply, okay, which is a principal supply. Composite supply will be treated as that supply which is principal supply, and mixed supply will be treated as that supply which attracts highest rate of GST. Okay, yes, very good morning, Soumyadeep ji. Very good morning. Nice to see you. Now, let us see. So this is a supply of gaming monitor along with keyboard. So gaming monitor along with keyboard, here can you understand that gaming monitor is principal and keyboard is ancillary? So of course, I'll be giving you hints now. So see, supply of gaming monitor along with keyboard is a composite supply. Can you see, it is a composite supply. Principal supply is gaming monitor, that is a principal supply, and ancillary supply means incidental supply is of what? Incidental supply is of keyboard. Okay, so GST applicable to the gaming monitor will apply. So GST applicable on the gaming monitor was 18%. So that 18% will apply to the entire value of supply. And if you observe, Rohan registered supplier from Maharashtra. Rohan is in Maharashtra and the supply is done to customer in Delhi. So it is an interstate supply and it will be chargeable to IGST. So interstate supply means there will be IGST. So check here, supply of gaming monitor along with keyboard of 65,000, there is an IGST of 11,700. Clear? Shall we go ahead? Yes, sir. Absolutely. So friends, if you keep on following this now, then this series, then I'm 100% sure that there'll be a lot of value addition, okay, in your preparation. Next, supply of 8,000 stationery kits amounting to 4,80,000 to Arun bookstore in Nasik. Each kit consists of one notebook, one pen, one pencil case. So friends, none of the supply is principal supply. When none of the supply is principal supply, then it is considered as mixed supply. So it is a mixed supply of notebook, pen and pencil case. Which supply it is? It is a mixed supply. So mixed supply is treated as that supply which attracts highest rate of GST. So see, amongst notebook, pen and pencil case, the highest rate of GST is of pen, that is 28%. So on the entire package, the GST applicable will be at 28%. So yes, Samir Sharma, very, very good morning. Very good morning. How are you doing, friend? Yes, so I hope that you have liked this initiative. So please keep on following it. Keep following all the 40 hours of the batch and see the magic. See the magic that happens in your IDT preparation. Okay. So 8,000 into 60 is 4,80,000. On 4,80,000, calculate GST at 28%. Check. On 4,80,000, calculate GST. But one thing we have not observed, we should observe that supplier is also in Maharashtra and place of supply is also Maharashtra. Location of supplier Maharashtra and even place of supply Maharashtra. When LOS and POS is in same state, it will be chargeable to CGST plus SGST, isn't it? So please charge on 4,80,000 CGST at 14% and SGST at 14%. Make sense? Check on your calci. 4,80,000 into 14% each, 67,200. Next. Comfortable, all of you? Yes, sir. Absolutely comfortable. Then 120 stationery kits are given as a free gift to Pune customer on occasion of Rohan's birthday. Each kit consists of one notebook and one pen. The cost of each kit is 40, but the open market value of such kits or similar goods is not available. ITC has not been availed on the goods contained in the kit. So friends, can you understand that in this case, it is a free thing given, like I have just gifted it. So friends, consideration is absent. There is no consideration. So there is no question of any GST. No consideration, so there will be no GST. Clear? 120 stationery kits are given as free gifts to Pune customers. No GST. No consideration, no GST, because section 7 scope of supply. Beauty of this batch, I'll keep on telling you in between what the provision talks about. So what provision section 7 talks about? What is supply? In order to constitute supply, the activity should be for consideration in the course or furtherance of business. There should be consideration and activity should be in the course or furtherance of business. Now, when there is no consideration, there is no question of any supply. Clear? Then friends, going ahead, wedding planning services provided free of cost to his sister for daughter's wedding in Bhopal, MP. The cost of providing the said services 90,000, but open market value of such service or similar services not available. So what happens now? What happens now? Isn't it similar? No consideration. So there will be no GST. So dash, dash, dash. All of you? Yes, sir. Absolutely. Now, the point is, there is a schedule 1. What is schedule 1? Schedule 1 is some activities are Some activities are called as supply even if they are without consideration. Those activities are given in schedule 1. But of course, what last two transactions we discussed, this third and fourth, they are not even falling in schedule 1. What falls in schedule 1? In schedule 1, there are 4 activities. 1. Permanent transfer of disposal of business asset on which ITC has been availed. Second, supply of goods or services or both between distinct persons or between related persons, or supply of goods between principal and agent. And lastly, what you have is, import of goods, sorry, not goods, import of services from related person or own establishment outside India. So import from them. Okay. So anyways, our third and fourth is not falling in that. So third and fourth, no consideration. So it will not be taxable. Clear? And last one from our first question. Okay. 1600 chairs and 150 coolers hired out to Royal Banquet Hall. So 1600 chairs, 150 coolers, and that hall is in Maharashtra itself. So it is intrastate supply, location of supply Maharashtra, place of supply Maharashtra, for 3,90,000 exclusive of GST, including the cost of transporting the chairs and coolers from Rohan's warehouse in Pune to Royal Banquet Hall, Aurangabad. So what will happen, friends? Here it is with supply. Tell me, it is supply of chairs and means renting of chairs. Okay. So see, 1600 chairs, 150 coolers. Okay. It is a composite supply. Principal supply is hiring. Okay, hiring is principal supply. So the rate of GST on hiring will apply neither transport. It is not wedding planning services. It is not transportation services. It is hire or rental services for chairs or coolers. So on 3,90,000, GST will be chargeable at 6% each because it is intrastate supply. So calculate 6% on what? Calculate 6% on 3,90,000. How much you are getting? 3,90,000 into 6%, 23,400 each. So this way, what you can do, you can nicely give the heading afterwards in the main exam, that statement showing GST liability of Mr. Rohan, particulars, and CGST, SGST, IGST, and go ahead and keep on writing each transaction and the GST figures, and then show the working note that particular supply was a composite supply or principal supply. Is it absolutely clear to all of you? Yes. So Samirji, don't keep this session with yourself. Please do share it with your friends who might need it. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. So I had selected today to solve first question. Shall we go ahead? We will go to now which question I have selected next is fourth question. Fourth question is from composition scheme. All of you remember composition scheme? Section 10, composition scheme, section 10 of CGST Act. Okay, now let's see what is the question asking. What are they asking you? Advise Testy Bites Eatery on whether it is eligible for composition scheme. Eligibility to composition scheme is asked. In the current year, based on given details, Additionally, you have to compute the estimated tax liability for the current FY under composition scheme if applicable. Yes, what is Ishaji saying? Okay, Ishaji. I am part. Oh ho ho, you are CA finalist. Wow. Congratulations and all the very best. Okay, I'm part of, yes, absolutely. I'm still a part of MEPL classes. For the inter level, we teach at MEPL classes. Absolutely. Wanted to know when will your next live batch for IDT come? Yes, for CA final, the IDT batch is there. You can contact on the given numbers. Yes, absolutely. You can contact on the given numbers. Let us go ahead. We'll discuss that, Ishaji. You get in touch with me. So, Tasty Bites Eatery operates as a restaurant service provider in Karnataka. Okay, it operates as restaurant service provider in Karnataka. In preceding FY, its turnover from restaurant service was 150 lakhs. Clear, na? So last year, the turnover from restaurant service was 150 lakhs. In the current FY, its expected turnover includes. So friends, if in last year the turnover for restaurant service is not exceeding 1.5 crore and I'm in the state of Karnataka. So of course, I'm eligible for composition scheme in this year because preceding financial year, my aggregate turnover is not exceeding 1.5 crores. In the current financial year, its expected turnover includes what its expected turnover includes 130 lakhs from restaurant service is fine, 12 lakh from supply of farm labor in some state. Okay, now supply of farm labor in some state is exempt. Okay, 25 lakhs from bank interest earned on FD. Bank interest earned on FD is also exempt. Now, why this question is very special is because in preceding FY, your aggregate turnover is not exceeding 150 lakhs. Yes, in this year, your turnover from services, in current year, your turnover from services other than restaurant service should not exceed 10% of 10% of turnover of preceding financial year or 5 lakh, whichever is higher. Okay, do you remember this point? I hope all of you remember this point. So in this year, how much is your turnover of services? It is 12 lakh rupees. This 12 lakh rupees is turnover of your services. You don't have to include in this interest earned on FD. Interest earned on FD, you don't have to include in this. So basically keep in mind this 12 lakh rupees. So now 12 lakh rupees is your turnover of services in this year. So very good. It is not exceeding 10% of turnover of last financial year. That is 15 lakhs. Yes, thank you, Isha. So it is not exceeding 15 lakhs. So you are eligible for composition scheme. Fantastic. You are eligible for composition scheme. Now calculate the GST payable in this year. GST payable in this year will be, on the one who is in restaurant service, the GST for them under composition scheme is at 5%, means 2.5% CGST and 2.5% SGST. Yes, isn't this our question number 4? Now see this. How will answer for that be? Or the hint for that? So just you can say this is a hint that is given here. In previous year, aggregate turnover is 150 lakhs. 10% of that is 10% of that is 15 lakhs. The threshold limit till which you could have given services is higher of these two, that is 15 lakhs. Now in the current year, aggregate turnover should not include interest of 25 lakhs earned on FD, okay, as it is not considered while calculating eligibility of composition scheme. So they will provide services in the form of supply of farm labor of only 12 lakh, which is not exceeding 15 lakh, which is within the limit of 15 lakhs. So they are eligible for composition scheme. Yes. Clear? All of you? Of course, they are eligible for composition scheme. Now calculate the tax under composition scheme. How to calculate tax under composition scheme? 130 lakhs was your turnover from restaurant services plus your turnover from farm labor service. 142 lakhs becomes your total turnover in the current financial year for paying GST. Mind you, GST has to be paid on, yes, GST has to be paid on at 2.5% only on that service also which is exempt. Okay, except that interest on FD. That's why you're paying on 142 lakhs. So on 142 lakhs, calculate at 2.5% each. So what is 142 lakhs into 2.5% each? It will be 3 lakh 55,000 each of CGST and SGST. Have you all followed, friends? Did you all understand? Did you all get it? So to conclude, are you eligible for composition scheme in the current financial year? Yes, because aggregate turnover in the last financial year is not exceeding 1.5 crores. Okay, and in the current financial year, the turnover of services given is not exceeding 10% of turnover of last year or 5 lakh, whichever is higher. Okay, further, how much GST will be payable this year? It will be, yes, um, this year's turnover, that is 130 lakh plus 12 lakh, 142 lakh into 2.5% each. So I'll be more than happy to present before you few questions, like in detail, the way you would have done in the main exam. So are you ready for that presentation? This is a bonus, like we will do the presentation together for some questions, because from that you will start understanding that how you are supposed to present in the main exam. Okay, so I don't mind doing that for you. That's why daily we'll be meeting for 2 to 3 hours and doing the things, in your favor. Let's start. This is our question number 4, isn't it? Question 4. So let me. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Question 4 it is. It will be like this. How to present this in the exam? As per section 10, isn't it? As per section 10(1) of CGST Act 2017, a registered person shall be eligible for composition levy. Registered person shall be eligible for composition levy if his aggregate turnover, in the preceding financial year is not exceeding rupees 1.5 crores, okay, slash rupees 75 lakhs in notified special category states. Is it absolutely clear to all of you? Continue. In given case, aggregate turnover of entity in preceding FY is rupees 150 lakhs, and hence the entity is eligible for composition levy. Is it clear? Hence the entity is eligible for composition levy. Further, further, the quantum, means the amount of services provided in current financial year should not exceed, what it should not exceed? It should not exceed 10% of turnover of preceding FY, or rupees 5 lakh, whichever is higher. Did you understand? It should not exceed that. Here, turnover of interest on FD shall be excluded. Therefore, in our example, in our case, turnover of services is rupees 12 lakhs, while permissible limit is higher of what? Rupees 150 lakh into 10% equal to rupees 15 lakh, or rupees 5 lakh. Okay, therefore we are eligible for composition scheme. Therefore we are eligible for composition levy as turnover of services is within rupees 15 lakhs. Clear? So here our eligibility is proved. So of course prima facie we were eligible. and also considering that point of services also we are eligible. Now since we are eligible for composition scheme, we should calculate the tax. They have asked us to calculate tax also. Tax payable under section 10(1), under section 10(1), that is under composition levy, shall be, how much shall be tax payable? Shall be, how much? It shall be 2.5% CGST, 2.5% SGST, 2.5% of turnover. Okay, so let's calculate. Now, turnover will include exempt supply of services also. Okay, therefore supply of farm labor, therefore supply of farm labor will be included, of course, for paying GST, therefore turnover is equal to 130 lakhs, 130 lakhs which is of restaurant services, plus 12 lakhs which is of farm labor, so equal to 142 lakhs. Therefore GST at CGST at 2.5% is equal to, calculate, 142 lakhs into 2.5%, 3,55,000, and SGST at 2.5% is again 3,55,000. Is it absolutely clear to all of you? So are you getting total as 7,10,000? Absolutely. So this is the way you should write this solution for this. So what I'm doing for benefit of my all YouTube students is I'm just concising it. Okay, and I'm keeping the window open, so if anyone wants they can take the screenshot of this. 1, 2, 3. So I hope you all have either written it down along with me or you have taken screenshot, as the case may be. But I hope detailed presentation is clear. Okay, see, I'll be doing this, that for the questions which I feel, I'll be giving you presentation like this. And for the convenience of all the students, what I will do on the app, I will keep this solutions file updated. Okay, the solutions which I'm presenting. Now go to fifth question. Fifth question is also on section 10. Mr. A practicing cost accountant, provides professional services such as audit, tax consulting, compliance services. He wants to opt for composition scheme. Friends, he wants to opt for composition scheme of 10(2)(a). Okay. He commences business, means starts business on 1/4/2024. He's starting business on 1/4/2024. Point is, if he's starting business in 1/4/2024, then friends, on first 20 lakhs, there will be no GST payable. Ask me why. Because his registration will come into, he will become liable for registration only and only when his aggregate turnover exceeds rupees 20 lakhs during the year. Okay, so he will start paying GST only after first 20 lakhs. So is he eligible for composition scheme of 10(2)(a)? The answer is yes. He is eligible for composition scheme of 10(2)(a). Okay, now see, total turnover from services is 20 lakhs from 1st April to 30 June. So in this, there is no need to pay any GST. No GST is payable in this case. Total turnover from services, professional fees, 30 lakhs from 1st July to 31st March. Very good. So on this 30 lakhs now, you will have to pay GST at 6%. Why 6%? Okay. Okay. But one thing is there. Please remember, we are not asked to calculate GST of 24-25. Wait. We are not asked to calculate GST of 24-25. They are asking us something else. Whether A is eligible for composition scheme in 25-26, they are asking us. So be careful, be careful. 25-26, are we eligible? So for last year now, that is 24-25, check our turnover. Our turnover for 24-25 was 20 lakhs plus 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs. Interest on FD is not to be included. So 50 lakhs. So it is not exceeding 50 lakhs. So are we eligible for composition scheme in 25-26? Answer is yes. We are eligible. Now you have to calculate the amount of GST payable under composition scheme for 25-26. And friends, 25-26 turnover details are given. Professional fees is 35 lakhs. Again, interest on FD, we will not pay GST. So on 35 lakhs, calculate at 3% each. Calculate at 3% each. CGST 3%, SGST 3%. That is your final answer. Let's see. Is it clear to all of you? I hope all of you remember there are two composition schemes. One is under section 10(1), another is under section 10(2)(a). 10(2)(a) composition scheme is for, yes, 10(2)(a) composition scheme is for those to whom 10(1) composition scheme is not applicable and whose aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year is not exceeding rupees 50 lakhs. So yes, in our example, as per 10(2)(a), supplier of service can opt for composition scheme if his aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year does not exceed 50 lakhs. Clear? Only that much, even if you write, it's fine. And we should not include interest on FD in this aggregate turnover. Okay. Thus, Mr. A will be eligible for composition scheme under 10(2)(a) in the current financial year, that is 25-26. Now, what is the tax payable for 25-26? So calculate on 35 lakhs, calculate the tax at 3% each. So that is going to be 1 lakh, check, 1,05,000 each of CGST and SGST. On interest on FDs, it will not be considered even for calculating tax under composition scheme, as we have seen in the last example also. So friends, I hope that with these questions, automatically entire GST relevant part is getting revised for you. Yes. Now next, which question I have selected for you today? So this many questions for today I had selected you for you from this topic. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm going in the comments. See what index I have done. Index. In the index, in the comment, just write down which questions we have solved. So we have solved 1, 1, 4, 5. That's it. Only 3 questions. Okay. But gave you in-depth knowledge, isn't it? Of composition scheme. 1, 4 and 5 we have solved, and you also got knowledge of composition scheme. And of course, in the coming sessions, we will solve more and more questions of that. Then next topic that I have decided for you today is time of supply. So are you ready for time of supply? Are you ready? So there are total 16 questions in scope of supply, out of which we have covered 3 in today's top syllabus, today's session. Go to time of supply, which is on page 28. Friends, we will be covering out of 326 questions, we'll be covering most of the questions in this batch itself. Okay. Now, time of supply, do you remember, is covered in section 12, section 13, and section 14 of CGST Act. Section 12 is time of supply of goods. Section 13 is time of supply of services. And section 14 is time of supply when there is change in rate of GST. Yes, sir. So let's see now. As we go ahead, I'll tell you that particular question, what provision we have used and how to apply it in that particular question. Alpha Industries, being a manufacturer, sold goods. So when I talk about goods, we are going to think about section 12, time of supply of goods, to Messrs Beta Traders or wholesaler, and issued an invoice for sale on 5th September. So 5th September is date of issue of invoice. Find time of supply of goods in each of the following independent cases. Friends, they are independent cases. So there seems to be forward charge mechanism. So you will think about 12.2. Yes, you will think about section 12, subsection 2. In section 12, subsection 2, what is the time of supply? So I'll tell you, time of supply is date of issue of invoice. Date of issue of invoice, or last date when invoice is supposed to be issued. Last date when invoice is supposed to be issued, whichever is earlier. So date of issue of invoice or last date when invoice is supposed to be issued as per section 31, whichever is earlier. Okay, let's see now independent cases. Now they have told you that invoice issue date is 5th September. But now my question is, what was the ideal date of issuing invoice? So in first case, Alpha Industries removes the goods for delivery on 20 September. So friends, 20 September was the ideal date of issuing invoice in this case. Why? Because where supply involves movement of goods, invoice should be issued before or at the time of removal of goods. So invoice should have been issued on 20 September. So time of supply will be 5th September or 20 September, whichever is earlier. So time of supply here will be 5th of September. Is it clear to all of you? In next case, Beta Traders collects the goods from premises of Alpha Industries on 12th September. Okay, so in this case, the invoice was to be issued on or before 12th September. So two dates you are comparing is date of issue of invoice 5th September, or the date when invoice was supposed to be issued, that is 12th September, whichever is earlier. So time of supply is 5th September. Then Beta Industries made full payment on 30 August. The date of receipt of payment doesn't matter in section 12. In section 12, what matters is date of issue of invoice, or the last date when invoice was to be issued as per section 31. Messrs. Beta Traders credited the payment in the bank on so and so date, recorded receipts in so and so date. Doesn't matter, friends. Doesn't matter. Goods were dispatched on 9th September. Good now. So 9th September. So basically 5th September or 9th September, whichever is earlier. So there also it is 5th of September. Okay, so in all cases, my answer is 5th of September in the given example. Okay, so main is sticking to the basics. So see, 5th September in first case. Why 5th September? Date of issue of invoice, or the last date when invoice was required to be issued, whichever is earlier. Next case also, it is 5th September because date of issue of invoice or last date when invoice was supposed to be issued, whichever is earlier. In next case also it is 5th September. Okay, date of issue of invoice was 5th September. Only that much information was given in that third case. And in fourth case also it is 5th September. Clear? Yes, sir. Absolutely clear. So now at the end of the session, I'll tell you that how much weightage from your syllabus we have covered in today's session. Okay, so stay till the end in the session, and you will get the real fruits of this session if you attend all our 40 hours. Remember, in 40 hours, so much of IDT will be done, so much of questions will be done that you will really then get a lot of confidence. Then, with me, all of you, who all is there? Let me know. And can you see our tagline? Our tagline means, actually, I should not say it as a tagline. It has become the motto of my life, actually, that arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Okay, by it is famous quote by Swami Vivekananda ji. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached, and keep on doing it consistently. Okay, so you all as a CA students and in the CA life, you should follow that. See, a machine means, again talking about goods, section 12, has been supplied at site. It is done by sourcing various components from vendors and assembling the machine at site. The details of various events are, and then supplier is Gamma Engineering. Remember G, recipient of supply is D. See the timeline of events. 10th August, Delta Industries places PO. When PO is placed is immaterial. With advance payment, immaterial. Of goods, immaterial. It is duly recorded, immaterial. Machine is assembled, tested, and accepted. Very good. So this becomes the, here, this becomes the date of delivery of machine. So this becomes the date when invoice should have been issued, ideally as per section 31. And 18th September, Gamma Engineering Private Limited raises the invoice. So on 18th September, the invoice is actually raised. So it is invoice date. 30 September, he makes the balance payment, is immaterial. So friends, what is the time of supply? Time of supply is 15 September or 18th September, whichever is earlier. So time of supply is 15th September. Okay, clear? Let's just see the presentation. Check. Time of supply for the entire value of 12 lakh is 15th of September, because as per 31(1)(b, last date of issue of invoice is 15th September, as we discussed. That is when the machine is assembled, tested and accepted by the buyer. Advance payment does not determine time of supply, under section 12. Make sense? Yes, sir. Absolutely. Go to third question. Elite Polymers Private Limited is a registered supplier of plastic goods. On 5th May, Elite Polymers Private Limited received an order from Vertex Industries Limited for supply of a consignment of plastic goods. Okay, so friends, what is happening now? Elite Polymers Private Limited is, what you have to do, time of supply of plastic goods. So basically, we will be doing it under section 12. Why 12? Time of supply of goods and forward charge. So subsection 2. Elite Polymers Private Limited is registered supplier of plastic goods. On 5th May, doesn't matter, received an order, doesn't matter when order is received, gets consignment ready, doesn't matter when consignment is ready. Invoice was issued, very important date. 13th May is very important date. Date of issue of invoice. Vertex Limited collects the consignment from godown of Elite Polymers on 22nd May. Okay. So friends, 13th May or 22nd May, whichever is earlier. Because on 22nd May, the goods are removed. Okay. Doesn't matter when the balance payment and all is received, and doesn't matter. So time of supply will be 13th May or 22nd May, whichever is earlier. So it is going to be 13th of May. Clear? Just see the presentation. Should I present one with you? See, 13th May is the answer. So I wish to present one question of time of supply of goods for you. So every topic, at least one question beautifully, we will present together. So first was question 4, but it was of chapter 1, means topic 1. This is our chapter 4. Question 3. Just now we did question 3 of chapter 4, means time of supply. How to present it? As per section 12, subsection 2 of CGST Act 2017, time of supply of goods under time of supply of goods, where supplier is liable to pay GST, that is under forward charge mechanism, FCM, shall be earlier of shall be earlier of. So what it shall be earlier of what? A, date of issue of invoice. Date of issue of invoice. Or B, last date when such invoice should have been issued. Last date when such invoice should have been issued under section 31 of CGST Act. Therefore, in given case, it shall be earlier of. So check now, in given case what happened. In given case, it shall be earlier of 13th May or 22nd May. It shall be earlier of 13th May or 22nd May. Hence, time of supply is 13th May. Is it absolutely clear to all of you? I want to specifically write one note. Okay, that note is like this: as per notification number 66 by 2017-CT. As per this notification number, date of receipt of payment, shall be neglected. For determining time of supply. Of goods under section 12(2) of CGST Act. Make sense? All of you? That is one note. And another note you can write is all other dates become irrelevant. All other dates become irrelevant for determining time of supply of goods under section 12(2) of CGST Act and therefore neglected. Clear? So this way you can do beautifully presentation of, so I am again leaving you with the solution. Like if you want, you can take screenshot of this. And of course, if you are on the app, I'll be uploading the notebook. So I hope all of you have taken screenshot. Let's go ahead. Next question, which I have decided to do, is question number 4. So at least what happens, your time of supply gets done very well today. Examine the following independent cases of supply of goods and services and determine the time of issue of invoice, when the invoice should be issued. Under each case they are asking you, so more inclined towards section 31. Okay. Sterling Manufacturing Private Limited, Kolkata, entered into a contract with Sumit Traders Private Limited, Surat, for supply of goods. So contract was entered on this date, doesn't matter. Goods were removed from the factory at Kolkata on 8th November. This matters, friends. 8th November matters. 8th November matters. So the date of issue of invoice is 8th November. Why 8th November? Because the invoice should be issued before or at the time of removal of goods. So when they were supposed to be delivered at all doesn't matter. When the goods are received also doesn't matter. So in first case, it is 8th of November. Okay, and then Prestige Event Solutions, event management company, provided its services for event at Regal Productions Private Limited on 10th July. So friends, in such cases, invoice is to be issued. In case of services, invoice should be issued within 30 days from the date of provision of service. So basically calculate 10th July plus 30 days. So July is remaining 29 days. No, sorry. July is remaining 21 days. August you will need 9 more days. This will make 30. So 31st day will be. So actually within 30 days means you should make invoice anytime up to 9th August. That is within 30 days. Okay, so check how the solution should be. Check. See, this is fourth question solution. In first case, the answer is 8th November. Why is the answer 8th November? Registered person supplying taxable goods shall issue a tax invoice before or at the time of removal of goods. Okay, where the supply involves movement of goods. This is given in section 31 of CGST Act. Okay, therefore, in given case, Sterling Manufacturing has to issue invoice on or before 8th November. And next case, supplier of taxable services being registered person under GST shall issue tax invoice before or after the provision of service but within 30 days. Okay, from date of supply of service. So they should issue the invoice on or before 9th of August. Is it 100% clear to all of you? Yes, sir. Are you enjoying the session? Have you liked the session? With your heart, have you liked? And have you liked it on the YouTube also? I'm 100% sure you have liked the session and you like this series. Next, because I just keep on thinking, if I was a student, then what things would be helpful for me? So then I thought, yes, if I was a student, then surely if someone solves with me sums by hand holding, then it would be best. So exactly that thing I'm trying to do. This will make your journey much simpler and interesting. Time of supply you have to determine from the following particulars. Now this is very interesting. We are talking about a service here. Regal Banquet booked for a corporate event. So it's a banquet hall. So it's letting out of banquet hall. So it is section 13. Yes. And subsection 2, time of supply of services. Now this Regal Banquet Hall is booked for corporate event. The total amount is 1,50,000. Advance paid is 30,000. Okay. And on 5th August, this advance is of 30,000. It is recorded in the books. It is credited on 7th August. The advance of 30,000. We are talking about that. On 15th October, the event is held. On 30 November, invoice is issued for 1,50,000, indicating 1,20,000 payable. Okay. My question to you is very simple. In case of services, okay, in case of services, when should the invoice be issued? Within 30 days. Have they issued within 30 days? No. They have not issued by October 16 days, November 14, by 14 November. So not issued within 30 days. So if invoice is not issued within 30 days, then what will be the time of supply? Time of supply will be date of provision of service. Date of provision of service or date of receipt of payment. Date of receipt of payment, whichever is earlier. Now I know that corporate event is held on 15th October. So that is the date of provision of service. So time of supply will be 15th October or 5th August. Date of receiving that 30,000 rupees, whichever is earlier. So for 30,000 rupees, time of supply will be 5th August. But balance 1,20,000 rupees, it will be 15th October or 5th December when that balance was received, whichever is earlier. So for 1,20,000, it is 15th of October, that way. So very, very critical question from exam perspective. I'm going to present this with you. So I presented with you one question of composition scheme today and one question of time of supply of goods. Now one question I would like to present of time of supply of services also. Okay, so friends, see, what is the ideal solution for this? For the advance of 30,000 rupees, it is 5th August, and for balance 1,20,000, it is 15th October, as we discussed. See this, 5th August and 15th October. Question is, how will you present it systematically? Okay, how will you present this systematically? See, so question number is 5. Question number 5 of time of supply. So first of all, what you should do is wonderfully, you should write what the provision says. So as per section 13(2) of CGST Act 2017, time of supply of services, isn't it? Time of supply of services under forward charge mechanism. Under forward charge mechanism, that is FCM, as per 13(2) of CGST Act, time of supply of services under forward charge mechanism, that is where supplier is liable to pay GST shall be okay, that is where supplier is liable to pay GST and invoice is not issued within 30 days of provision of service shall be clear. So we are talking about 13(2) of CGST Act, time of supply of services under FCM, that is where supplier is liable to pay GST and invoices not issued within 30 days of provision of services shall be A, date of provision of services, date of provision of services, or date of receipt of payment, or date of receipt of payment, whichever is earlier. Now what's happening in given case? In given case, against, did you observe there are two considerations? Sorry, there are two times payment is received. In given case, against total value of rupees 1,50,000, against total value of rupees 1,50,000, consideration, that is payment, is received as advance rupees 30,000 and then balance, balance how much? And then balance rupees 1,20,000. Do you agree? And then balance 1,20,000. Full stop. Continue. Therefore, there shall be two different time of supply. Do you agree? There shall be two different time of supply. How to do that? Particulars, then for rupees 30,000 and for rupees 1,20,000. For rupees 30,000, for rupees 1,20,000. A, date of date of provision of service. So you all know date of provision of services 15th October. So 15th October is date of provision of service. Or B point, date of receipt of payment. So you know, for 30,000 rupees, date of receiving payment is 5th August. 5th August. And for that balance, it is 5th December. Yes, for balance it is 5th December. So all of you know that therefore time of supply, so whichever is earlier, na? So time of supply will be, now date of receipt of payment. Why we have taken these dates? I'll write that by way of note. So for 30,000 rupees, it is 5th August, and for 1,20,000 rupees, it is 15th October. Clear? So nicely, clearly, you should present it. Now, friends, what I want to tell you is that note. What note? Actually, date of receipt of payments, there were two dates. So date of receipt of payment, date of receipt of payment shall be taken as, earlier of, what? Date of entry. Date of entry of payment in books of, in records or in books of accounts of recipient of supply, or date of credit, or date of credit in his bank account, whichever is earlier. Is it absolutely clear, friends? Yes, sir. So that way we have shortlisted the date of receipt of payment. Clear? Let's go ahead now. Which else question I have thought for you is seventh. Think of seventh question now. I hope all of you are ready. Yes, sir, ready. Sterling Global Solutions is an Indian company. It has received taxable service. Mind you, it has received taxable service from UK based company on 5th Jan. Regal Consulting raised an invoice. Okay. So basically, Regal Consulting is supplier of service, and Sterling Global Solutions Private Limited is recipient of supply. So Regal Consulting raised an invoice on SGS for £55,000 on 22nd Jan. SGS recorded the debit in its books of accounts on 10th Feb and made the payment on 18th March. So 18th March is date of making payment. Okay. Regal Consulting Limited and SGS are associated enterprises. Friends, this is as per section 13 because it is for services, but it is reverse charge mechanism. So this is as per 13.3. Here time of supply will be as per 13.3. And in 13.3, there is a proviso when both are associated enterprises. There is a proviso when they are associated enterprises. So first one that we are doing will be as per proviso of 13.3. So proviso of 13.3 says that time of supply will be the date of entry. Entry means when did he record that service received in his books. So Sterling Global Solutions Private Limited They have received the service. When did they record that service in the books? Is it given? It received service on 1st, 5th Jan is fine. Invoice is raised on so and so date is fine. SGS recorded the debited, means debit in its books on 10th Feb. So friends, 10th Feb is the time of supply. 10th Feb or the date of making payment. Whichever is earlier, payment is made on 18th March. So 10th Feb will be the time of supply. Clear? So 10th Feb is the time of supply when they are associated enterprises. Acha, if they are not associated, then what will happen? If they are not associated, then it will be date of making payment, that is 18th March, or 61st day from the date of invoice, that is from 22nd Jan, the 61st day. 61st day is what? Jan's 9 days, Feb 28 days, March 23 days, 24th March. So basically 18th March or 24th March, whichever is earlier. So 18th March. So if they are not associated, 18th March. If they are associated, then 10th Feb. Clear? So what I will do is I will present in detail for you. Why? Because in this question answers batch, sum solving batch, we are doing 13.3 for the first time. Na? So I would love to solve for you. Before that, I will love to read the hint for you. Then I will solve also for you. See, this is our question number 7. See, as we discussed, 10th Feb. In first case, 10th Feb as we discussed. In second case, 18th March as we discussed. Clear? Let's see now. And in third case, what was asked? Legal Consulting Limited and SGS are associated enterprises, but both are located in taxable territory. If both are in India, then there will be FCM, forward charge mechanism. If there will be forward charge mechanism, then it will be date of issue of invoice, because you know service was supplied on 5th Jan and invoice is issued on 22nd Jan. That is within 30 days. So time of supply will be date of issue of invoice or the date of receipt of payment, whichever is earlier. So date of issue of invoice 22nd Jan. Yes. Or receipt of payment 18th March, whichever is earlier. So friends, literally again amazing question. Okay. So in one question only three concepts are getting clear. So let's do it. It is question number 7. Question number 7 of time of supply. So let's keep this as last question for today. Yes. So let's do wonderful presentation. As per section 13 subsection 3 of CGST Act 2017, time of supply of services under reverse charge mechanism, where supplier is issuing invoice where supplier is issuing invoice shall be earlier of. So first writing for 13.3. So what it shall be? Earlier of date of receipt. Sorry, date of making payment. Because here you are thinking from whose perspective? You are thinking from perspective of recipient of supply. Recipient of supply is making payment. So date of making payment by recipient of supply to supplier, or date immediately following how many days? 60 days from date of issue of invoice. From date of issue of invoice. Okay. Now friends, this is the provision of 13.3. Now as per proviso, so writing both the things first. As per proviso to said section. As per proviso to said section, where the service is received from associated entity outside India, then what will be TOS? Then time of supply, right, full form, shall be earlier of a date of entry. When I talk about entry, it is entry of expense. Date of entry of expense means debiting that expense in the books. Date of entry of expense in books of accounts of recipient of supply, right, full form, or B, date of making payment. Date of making payment by whom to whom? Date of making payment by recipient of supply to supplier. Clear all of you? Date of making payment by recipient of supply to supplier. Already you know whichever is earlier. Clear? So this becomes proviso. Now in given cases where both are A, where both are associated enterprises. A, see, 10th Feb, it is given that SGS recorded in the books of accounts on 10th Feb. So 10th Feb or the date of making payment, it is given that made the payment on 18th March. So or 18th March, whichever is earlier. So therefore, time of supply shall be 10th Feb for, got it? And where both are not associated, then what will happen? where both are not associated, then usual 13.3 will apply. Time of supply will be A, date of making payment, that is 10th Feb. Okay. Sorry, date of making payment, that is 18th March, my bad. 18th March, or B, date, immediately following 60 days from the date of issue of invoice. Now, date of issue of invoice was 22nd Jan. So 22nd Jan plus 61st day I want, which will be, see, very honestly, Jan's 9 days plus Feb's 28 days. So I will need March month's 23 days. Sorry, March month's, how many days? See, 28 plus 9 is 37 minus 60. 23 days. So 61st day will be 24th March. Clear? Therefore, time of supply shall be 18th March. Clear? Now, lastly, where both are in India. If both are in India, what will happen? Then section 13 subsection 2 shall apply. That is FCM. There will be FCM. So section 13 subsection 2 shall apply. Time of supply shall be earlier of A, date of issue of invoice. So date of issue of invoice, all of you know, is 22nd Jan, or date of receipt of payment. Yes, because supplier is liable to pay GST. So date of receipt of payment. So date of receipt of payment is when the payment is made. That is 18th March. Okay. Therefore, time of supply shall be 22nd Jan. Is it absolutely clear to all of you? Note why above way we have calculated time of supply in this case. Above, I mean, since invoice was issued within 30 days from date of provision of service, that is within 30 days from fifth Jan. Clear? So I hope, friends, all of you have understood today's session well. So in last 1 hour 45 minutes, we have tried to do a lot of things. I hope you all have followed it well. Have you all liked the session? Do let me know. So in the time of supply, till now we have done 1 to 7 except 6. So I'll go to index. I'll go to index. I will write that. I will write that in time of supply. I have done, sorry, I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Isn't it? So friends, if we keep on solving questions like this on daily basis, I think you will be becoming very confident in GST. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just summarizing today's day. So in today's day, what we did one question on section 8, that is taxability of composite and mixed supply. We did two questions on section 10. Section 10, two questions, section 8, one question, and section 12 and section 13, yet not done any question on section 14. We did 6 questions. So very strong 8 questions we did in today's session. And in that, we did wonderful presentation of one question. If I talk about presentation, I did presentation of one question literally with you of, you know, what? Of uh, composition scheme, and I did presentation with you of 3 questions of time of supply. Clear friends? So if I talk weightage wise, then in your exam surely up to 3 marks easily you can have weightage of composition scheme, and up to 4 marks you can have weightage of time of supply. So I can say up to 7 marks weightage we have done in today's 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay, and that too I have shown you how presentation can be done, has to be done. Okay, so please do keep on following the sessions. What is my concept for you? My concept for you is um, 326 questions book I have given. 326 questions book I have given. Okay, this is a questions book. There are 326 questions, and there is a different solutions book. In solutions book, you are getting hints. In solution books you are getting hints, and some questions we are doing presentation in class. Presentation in class we are doing for some questions as has to be done for the exam. This all will happen in 40 hours. This all will happen in 40 hours, and very much relevant for January 2026 exams, because we will be doing it from today's date, 4th December. We'll be doing it from 4th December to 17th December. Clear? So, first few sessions on YouTube, as you have seen today's session, plus other sessions, you will get on the app. In any case, keep the app downloaded. The name of the app is CA Pratik NEVE's ZEST Learning. Name of the app is CA Pratik NEVE's ZEST Learning. ZEST, my dear friends, means enthusiasm. Yes, so enthusiasm for studies is what we are trying to inculcate from past 15 years. So CA Pratik Neve's ZEST Learning is the name of the app. You will find it on, in Android, you will find it in Play Store and Google Play, actually, Google Play. And in iOS, you will find it as My Institute. My Institute in iOS as My Institute. And you will have to put a code there, XQJRO. Okay, So this way you can go ahead, and yes, in that, if you want other sessions in the app, there's nominal fees, you can check it. Okay, it's about 500 rupees nominal fees. So other sessions in the app, so entire batch you will get on the app. And for the book also, you can go in the app and check. Okay, so any doubt, do let me know in the comments. You can also get in touch with our team. You will be get You can WhatsApp our team also on 9028777829. You can WhatsApp on this number. Any issues, any concerns, any further doubts. So I hope, friends, that today's day is absolutely clear to all of you. I'll see you tomorrow morning with the same, zest, with the same enthusiasm. Okay, and we will go ahead and do questions of other topics. Thank you so much for being such wonderful students. Stay blessed. And as I always say, the C in chartered accountancy, the C in the CA course stands for consistency. So show your consistency, and that will be a game changer for you. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Have a nice day. And do like our channel, do keep it subscribed, and do share this video with maximum of your friends who are giving CA final. Okay, so that their problem of presentation of solutions in the exam and connecting with the questions, that problem of them will get